Joining me now, political contributor and Republican strategist Denise Gitsham, and she was an aide for former President George Bush, and Jonathan Cott, communications director for Senators Joe Manchin and Chris Coons. I'll start with you, Denise. What sense does it make when you've got a red or a blue state that you're making a stop in this critical last stretch of a campaign?
Well, good morning, Marnie. It's so good to be on with you as always. You know, I think that in this case, these two candidates are in very different positions going into the final stretch. What we've seen is a huge swing in momentum from Harris to Trump and the closing weeks of this election. And so what might work to Trump's advantage may not work to Harris's advantage. And I think that's what we're seeing now is that Trump's focus is on talking about the policy issues that he has double-digit leads over Harris on. He's focusing on the majors, immigration, inflation, and the economy. And his eyes, no matter where he is, his eyes are fully focused on the working class voters that he needs to win in the blue wall states in order to capture this election. However, Harris's focus seems to be on being not Donald Trump and majoring in the minors, which is the issue of abortion, which if abortion is your top issue, you've never considered voting for Donald Trump. I think it's a huge miscalculation on her part to waste any time focused on any state other than Pennsylvania at this point, because I feel like even though she's polling neck and neck with Donald Trump, I feel like a lot of people and House Democrats have privately expressed this to many media outlets, I guess not so privately now, that they're really concerned about their top a ticket. So different calculations for each candidate with different risks.
Jonathan, is there some usefulness in going to non-swing states for the Harris campaign, or is there a lot of risk there?
No, there's usefulness because they're highlighting their number one issue. She's going to Texas because Texas is ground zero for the abortion ban that Donald Trump put into place. And there happens to be one of the top Senate races in the country there. Colin Allred is running neck and neck with Ted Cruz, and abortion is on the ballot in Texas. So that's why she's going there. That's why you're seeing them in Florida and Kentucky. Those are two places where it's on the ballot, and we've had horrific examples of the real-world consequences of Donald Trump's actions. So she's going there to highlight this at a national level. So when she goes to Texas, when they're in Florida, when they're in Kentucky, the national media focuses on it, and the media then translates that down to the swing states. They can use those clips in ads that they can then run in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Donald Trump going to New York and California and some of these other states and rambling on like a senile old man talking about Arnold Palmer's genitalia and, you know, having Tucker Carlson say women want to call him daddy. That's all just weird and uncomfortable. So I don't know what message he's trying to push out in the last 12 days, but it's not the message his campaign wants him to, because what you hear them put out in the morning is not what he says at night. Harris is staying on message, and I think it's working.